Hey everyone, my name is Terry G. This is an alcohol-free life channel where we learn to live sober one day at a time. You can take a second, please subscribe, take another second and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Again, thanks a lot for stopping by. I'm going to talk to you about early recovery, stopping the booze, and some of the things that you are going to go through. It could be the first 24 hours or up to a year, or maybe even longer than a year. But if you experience these things that I'm going to talk about in this video, I just want to let you know that it's perfectly normal. It's okay. Getting sober, changing your life, and getting off the booze and drugs like me is a big thing, and it's hard and it's difficult. So I say kudos to you. I applaud you even for giving it a try, because it is hard. For me, it was one of the hardest things I ever did was sober up. It really was. I needed a lot of support and I needed a lot of guidance in early sobriety, that's for sure. The first thing you're going to experience, it doesn't matter if you drink a large sum of alcohol or a small amount of alcohol. Okay, you're going to experience withdrawals. And yes, if you drink a large sum of alcohol, your withdrawals are going to be more severe than you drink a little bit of alcohol. Like for me, 6-7 beers a day. For most alcoholics, that's not a lot, but it was a lot to me. Friends of mine drank 40 ounces a day. That's a hell of a lot. So before you start your journey of recovery, before you start going off the alcohol, quitting alcohol, don't do it cold turkey or advice from a video on YouTube or your friends or family. Everybody means well, but they're not professionals. The first thing I want to tell you, go and see a doctor or somebody who's in the addiction industry that can assist you and let you know what you're going to experience when you withdraw. Because if you're going to experience heavy withdrawals, you're going to need some medication to help you, because your heart might give out on you, believe it or not, okay? It attacks the heart, the withdrawals, and you can die from it. And we don't want to see you at a funeral parlor, do we? No, I don't want to see you there. Go and talk to somebody. That's the first thing I want to talk to you about. It's just because you went through the physical withdrawal and you're over the physical attachment to alcohol, you're going to still experience symptoms of the withdrawal. They call it PAWS, post-acute withdrawal syndromes. And what that is, basically, I didn't even know this till about maybe a year ago. What that is your body and your mind start to adjust to your new way of living. Just because we quit the alcohol, the withdrawals or the body rejigging itself doesn't finish there. Most of us have been asleep for a long time. Like myself, my brain didn't work for a long time when it didn't work. I was always drinking or drugging or whatever. So when I quit the alcohol, my brain had to sort of reset itself, believe it or not. It really did. So I had a little bit of brain fog going on, and I wasn't quick sometimes to answer and stuff. I was a little slow in the head, to say it lightly, a little slow in the brain. That will clear up over time, that brain fog, if you have it. You also may experience anxiety, feeling anxious. Nothing's really going on, you just feel anxious. Alcohol is a depressant. It makes us not feel anxious, right? So feeling anxious is kind of normal too. Feeling anxiety off the alcohol, it's just your emotional system, your body rejigging itself. You may feel emotional. You may feel like mood swings. You may feel depressed once you're off the alcohol, but these are all side effects. The long duration, I don't know how long you drank for, but I drank for about 14 years every day, and I drugged. So my body's sensories were like whacked when I quit. My poor body, despite myself, didn't know what was going on. Another thing you're going to experience is you're going to experience fatigue. You may be tired, and I mean tired. And that might last for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, or for myself, it lasted about 6 months. It was your body healing. I never really slept well. I never ate well. I didn't do anything properly physically for myself when I was under the use and abuse of alcohol and drugs. So when I quit the booze, my body had it heal itself. It was healing itself, and because it was healing itself, and my sleep patterns are so whack when I drank. You don't really sleep when you're an alcoholic. You kind of pass out. You never get into that REM sleep. I felt tired. But that went away over time. I felt better. My sleeping patterns became more regular, and I started to feel a lot better when it came to my sleep. And because I was sleeping better over a couple of weeks or a couple of months, I was able to think clearer. I was able to respond better. My outlook on life started to improve. It really did. But that's a big symptom for a lot of people, is feeling fatigued after they quit drinking. Another one is, and this was gigantic to me, Because I drank, I had a lot of childhood trauma. I had a lot of issues before I even drank. And when I drank, I never dealt with anything emotional, or I didn't respond to anything that hurt me or make me feel angry. I just drank my feelings and I just drank it away. So my feelings were numbed out for about 10 years. I didn't identify with anything I felt. So what happened to me is these issues from the past, these emotions, these mood swings were like a volcano. Boom! I was like an atomic bomb. I ran off sadness, I ran off happiness, and I ran off anger or rage. My emotions were crazy. I used to scare myself with my emotions. I had so much anger and rage in me, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where it was coming from. I thought that I was better on the booze. I handled life better on the booze than I did off the booze because of these emotions. My God, my emotions were all over the place. So if you're experiencing mood swings, you're experiencing bouts of depression, or you're going up and down like a yo-yo emotionally, that's pretty normal. Seek help. Go to AA meetings, go to Smart Recovery meetings, go to church groups, go somewhere where you can talk about it and around like-minded people so they can help you with it. But just to let you know, my emotions, anger, rage caused me a lot of problems. Oh God, I wish I could go back there and I knew what I knew today. Another one is, and this is why it's always important to find somebody you trust if you go to programs, mentor, an advisor, somebody like that, somebody who could help you along your way in your journey of recovery. Because a lot of stuff, when I got sober, when I sobered up, I never dealt with income tax. I had outstanding fines, child support. There's a lot of things in my life I never dealt with. But dealing with life, despite all that, dealing with life on life terms, it was hard. My coping mechanisms, the way I dealt with stress, the way I dealt with feeling overwhelmed, the way I dealt with fear, hurt, all that kind of stuff was whacked. The way I dealt with my ex, the way I dealt with my people at work, the way I dealt with my family, you name it. My coping mechanisms with life on life terms sucked. They sucked. I was making bad decisions for all the right reasons and all the wrong decisions for the right reasons. It was wacko, because I never lived in reality for a long, long time. I never lived there. I always lived in a fog. I always lived in a drunken stoop. So if you're thinking that your coping mechanisms are out of whack, you're not dreaming it, buddies or gals. You're not dreaming it. It is out of whack. It is out of whack. It really is. Another one that you might get ready for is an identity shift. And when I say identity shift, I mean, you look at yourself in the mirror and you'll say to yourself, where the hell have I been all this time? Where have I been? Alcoholism and drug addiction does a great job of doing this. And it's part of it. It comes into the coping mechanisms. It comes into a lot of things. Drugs and alcohol, the longer we do it, the longer it separates us from our true self. Our true self. That's why it's always important to get some help, join a group, 12-step group, whatever group you want to join, but make sure they're a good group, make sure they're helping you. It's always good to join those groups because we got to find ourselves. I hate using that. It's a really 60s term, man. We got to find ourselves. But it's kind of like that, right? We have to find ourselves. Alcohol separates us. People that had traumatic events in childhood, people have had, crazy backgrounds even before they drank, like myself. And then we drank, we don't know ourselves. We have separated ourselves from our true self. So once we wake up, the Terry G inside, they're kind of at conflict a little bit, or we don't trust ourselves, our decision making may be off, our wants and needs may be off, what we think is priority, maybe not good for us, those kind of things. So we lack identity. Our identity shifts. It starts going back in the right way, the way we are born, the way God made us, sort of thing in our early days, but it takes time. It really takes time. Okay? So if you're feeling disoriented with yourself or the world around you, or you don't really know what you like or need or want and stuff like that, that's why they say stay out of relationships, by the way, because we make wrong decisions. Anyways, I just want to throw that in because we don't know ourselves. But anyways, that identity will come back, but it takes time. Knowing ourselves, understanding ourselves takes time. Honesty will help you get there, and talking about feelings and talking about how you see the world with other people helps you with that, okay? The last one I want to talk to you about is social situations, social events. I don't know about you, but at the end of my drinking, I was a bit of a loner. I didn't have any social contacts with a lot of people. I didn't. So my social interaction with people wasn't that great. I wasn't good at small talk. I was struggling. I had a lot of difficulties on just feeling comfortable in my own skin in certain situations, like weddings. Not because there was booze. I just felt that I didn't know what the hell to do. My social life before was all a bunch of drug heads, crackheads, alcoholics. We kind of hung out together, right? We attract who we are, right? Even in alcohol recovery and not recovery, but active alcoholism and active drug addiction. All you have to do is look around. I was used to that social scene. I was used to that. So when it came to reintegrating back into reality, I had to get used to socializing without the drugs and alcohol. And that caused a lot of difficulties myself because I had a lot of resentments against people. I had a lot of unresolved issues against people that I was associating with, family members I wasn't too comfortable with, just life in general. Social situations were difficult for me. They really were. Booze or no booze around, they were hard for me. They really were. If anybody out there thinks that sobering up is great, is going to change your life or like that, for most of us, it's work to be sober. It's work. We may look okay. We don't have a broken arm, or we're not disabled, like physically, some guy in a wheelchair or something, but we are emotionally, mentally, spiritually disabled. Like we're broken. I don't like to use that word. We're kind of sick people and we need to get better. And it's hard to do that on your own. So get out there, find like-minded people to help you out. I don't care what program you belong to. The name of the game is save yourself, get away from the drugs and alcohol, and have a great, big, happy life. That's the name of the game. It's not about what program you belong to, or if there's a God or there's no God, or, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Save yourself from the raft of addiction. Because if you don't, we'll be reading about you in the old bits. Either you'll die young, or you'll die from an indirect cause from addiction to alcohol or drugs. I don't like to say it like that, but it's kind of like that. It really is. It's kind of like that, okay? So that's it, folks. Thanks a lot for stopping by. My name is Terry G. This is an alcohol-free life channel where we're learning to live sober one day at a time. You can take a second. Please subscribe to my channel. Take another second and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it, okay? Remember, recovery is not like golf. It's not an eye sport. It's a team sport. Hang around like-minded people, go to meetings, get involved in your recovery, and sit back and watch the miracles happen. Watch the miracles happen. You know why? Because you're worth it. You're worth recovery, and you're worth to have a great, big, happy life that you thought was not possible. But it is. It really is, okay? Thanks a lot for stopping by, and God bless, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.